The American Society of Clinical Oncology is holding its annual meeting in Chicago, Illinois, and a major news story has been released from that meeting. And this is about an entity called a smart bomb. And I'm going to get into a little more definition of what that is, and particularly what it means to you. But let me first of all give some background information. First thing I want to talk about is that TDM1 is the name of the research drug. And TDM1 is combining Herceptin with a very toxic chemical that you cannot normally give to patients unless it's bound to something. And part of TDM1 then is an additional chemical that combines the Herceptin with the toxic chemical, making it a compound that can then latch onto HER2 positive breast cancer cells. Well, like so many things that we do when we try things new, often the clinical trials begin with patients who are stage 4. Another term for that is called advanced breast cancer. But this trial that's been released at the annual meeting of ASCO focuses on nearly 1,000 patients treated over the past 2 years with TDM1, this combination of things, which has been labeled a smart bomb. I think it's really kind of neat. It's not actually a bomb, but the concept I think you get. And one of the things that I think that's really important about this is another example of targeted therapies, which is where all treatments in all cancers need to go. We're just very fortunate that in the world of breast cancer, we're often a little bit ahead of the curve because of all the wonderful research support we've had on multiple fronts. So what happens then in a trial like this is if you see a dramatic difference, and let me just quote to you from the news release that I've got here. After 2 years, 65% of the women who received TDM1 were still alive versus only 47% of those who were in the standard therapy group. Now that number is so important and significant that it was very, very close to the point of actually shutting the trial down to saying this is really a huge major breakthrough. Not quite there yet, and obviously more research is going to need to be done. What's going to happen? Probably what's going to happen is that later this year, we're hoping that the FDA will approve TDM1 or whatever the new name for this will be so that it is available and for clinical use. Importantly to me, and HER2 positive breast cancers, and remember, these only make up about 20% of all breast cancers. Hopefully then, the TDM1 drug, or whatever it's going to be called in the future, will then be used in the neoadjuvant setting. In other words, before stage 4, to shrink down HER2 positive cancers, or in the adjunctive setting after somebody's already been operated upon for HER2 positive breast cancer. Now we've got here at Breast Cancer Answers at least one clip from a national news outlet. I'm going to ask other experts to comment on this. There's a lot of buzz, if you will, about this. For me personally, having been involved in the field now for nearly 28 years, this is really important news. I think it opens up where the future of all cancer is going to go. It excites me no end. Hopefully this information will be important and exciting to you as well. Hi, I'm Dr. Jay Harness, and I want to share with you important information that I believe that every newly diagnosed patient with breast cancer needs to know.
I'm a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
And I want every woman to know
about personalized breast cancer treatment
and the genomic test.
A test that helps guide a woman and her doctor
to the best treatment options for her.
Pass it on.